Today, we're going to walk through step-by-step how to build an inbox manager for Gmail using n8n and AI. By the end of this video, you'll have a fully functional labeling system that automatically organizes incoming emails into categories like billing, customer support, high priority, personal, and promotions, all based on the content of the email. We'll be using a routing agent-style setup, where one AI-powered node classifies each email and then routes it to the appropriate label using Gmail's native labeling system. In this example, I'll show you how to set up the entire flow, from triggering the workflow with a new Gmail message, to classifying it with AI, to assigning labels using Gmail nodes. You'll be able to customize it further depending on your specific inbox needs. It's surprisingly quick to get started, so let's not waste any time. Let's jump straight into the build. Head over to n8n. Once you're there, click Create New Workflow. When the workflow starts up, we need to rename it. I'm going to label it F9 Demo. Next, we need a trigger. So add a trigger node, search for Gmail, and select On Message. We're using this because we want the workflow to trigger every time we receive an email. Now, go ahead and add your credentials. If you don't know how to set up credentials, check the video linked below. It walks you through all types of credential setups, including Gmail. Next, let's add the text classifier. This node is basically the brain of the whole system. We need to pass each email through it so it can decide which category an email goes under. Since we don't have any data yet, I'm going to quickly create some demo data. Now let's go back and execute the node so we can see the data. Let's pin it. Inside the text classifier, we need to configure it by defining the subject and the body of the email. You can grab the subject from the previous node. Just look in the input section, and you'll see a snippet. Pull that in, it'll be pre-populated with the subject line. For the body, do the same. Search through the input for the text body snippet and use that. Looks like I didn't pre-populate the correct data earlier, so let's go back, fix that, and uncheck Simplify. That way, the AI has access to the full raw data. Let's pull the data again, pin it, and now head back into the text classifier. For the email body, you'll want to use the full text field. It usually shows up as json.text. Good. Now for the subject line, look under header's arrow subject. Pull that into the email subject field. Now it's time to add our classification categories. Start with billing and finance. Let me type that in first. Let me add customer support next. Let's high priority, then let's add personal below that. Now let's add promotion as well. Time for the descriptions. To save time, I'm going to copy it from the community. Let's start with billing and finance. A billing and finance email typically includes information relating to invoices, receipts, payment confirmation, account statements, subscriptions, charges, refunds, and financial transactions. These messages often refer to amounts, dates, due payments, etc. Then let's add customer support description. Okay, it's emails related to ongoing communications with clients or customers, including service requests, feedback, support tickets, inquiries, support follow-ups, and so on. Now for high priorities description. Okay, emails requiring immediate attention or action, typically from key stakeholders, clients, or decision makers. These often include time-sensitive content, urgent requests, or strict deadlines. Then, personal. Okay, any message sent by individuals for non-business purposes, such as casual conversations, greetings, life updates, or informal requests. These are usually friendly or family-related and lack professional intent. And finally, the promotional. Description. Any email primarily intended to advertise, promote, or offer deals, discounts, or product self-help services. You can customize these or add your own. Totally up to you. Just make sure they help the AI distinguish the content clearly. Now, we also need to add a system message. This message lets us define instructions for the AI. It tells the model to classify the text into one of the categories we listed above and format the output in JSON. With no explanations, just structured output. You don't need to change anything in the system message. The default one provided by n8n works perfectly. Okay, now we need to add an AI node. For this, we'll use Openai. If you haven't set up your Openai credentials yet, click the drop-down menu and select Create New Credentials. Then head over to the Openai API Keys page and click Create New Secret Key. Give it a label and copy the key. I'll generate a key now just to show you. Once you have your key, head back to the setup screen and paste it into the API key field. Click Save, and that's it. Your API key is ready. For this agent, we're using GPT 4.1 Mini. I think it's the smartest option for its cost efficiency. Now that the AI node is set up, we've essentially given this system a brain. The text classifier can now properly classify incoming emails. But to label the emails, we also need to add a Gmail node. Add the Gmail node, and under Message Actions, select Label a Message. To test if everything works, we'll need to create the labels first. Let's do that quickly before running the test. So let's go back to your Gmail account and create the labels that we'll be assigning to the classified emails. Let's start by creating the first label, Billing. This will be used for emails related to billing and finance. Next, add the second label, then the third one, which is High Priority. After that, create the fourth label, Personal. You don't need to add a label for promotions, since Gmail already has a built-in Promotions tab. For that, we'll simply apply the existing Gmail label. We can also color code these labels to make them easier to spot. I'll start by giving High Priority a color, just for visual clarity. Okay, now that all the labels are created and color-coded, it's time to test whether the classification works. To do that, we need a sample email. I'm going to send an email to myself to simulate this. For the subject line, I'll write Invoice 123 to make it look like a billing email. Here's the body of the email, which I grabbed from the community. Hi, Freddie. This is a reminder that invoice 5,478 for your recent purchases is now due, with a total amount of $240. It was due on July 28th. Please make your payment at your earliest convenience to avoid any late fees. This is the test email I'll send. Let's see how it gets classified. Sending the email now. Once it's sent, head back to n8n. We'll pull in the new email and apply the label. Before running the workflow, make sure to unpin any old data. We don't need that anymore. Then click Execute. And there it is. As you can see, the email was successfully pulled in and pre-classified as a billing and finance email. That means the classification logic is working. Now we need the message ID in order to label this email. Let's just pull the ID from the left side in the input section, then select the label from the Labels and IDs field. I think I selected the wrong account, so let's go to Credentials and select the correct one, and then choose Billing and Finance as the label. Here we go. Let's execute this step. As you can see, it works flawlessly, and let's head over to Gmail and check. Refresh the page, and there it is. The invoice email we just sent has been successfully labeled with the Billing and Finance label. Now let's create more Gmail nodes so we can apply labels for all the other classifications. I'm going to duplicate this node 5 times, just for organizational purposes. Let's label the first one as Billing and Finance so that everything stays organized. Now duplicating 1, 2, 3, 4. Since we only need the message ID, duplicating the node is fine. Let's now assign the correct labels. Customer Support. Assign the Customer Support label. Let's do High Priority. Assign the High Priority label and rename it. Okay, now for Personal. Assign the Personal label and rename it. Promotion. For this one, remember, we need to use Gmail's predefined promotions category. So assign that and rename it to Promotion as well. There we go. Most of the setup is done. Now let's test to see if this works. Switch it on, then head back to Gmail. We'll create a few fake emails to simulate different types and test the classification. First, I'm going to create a promotional email, sending it to myself. Subject line. Ready to upgrade your workflow? We have 30% off for your first purchase. Second is a high priority email. Again, sending to myself. Subject line. Action needed on contract before 3 p.m. today. This sounds urgent, so I'll pre-fill the info and send it. Third, we've got a personal message. Same thing, sending to myself. This one actually auto-labeled while we were working. Message text, hey, it's been way too long. I was just thinking about you for a beach trip and forgot about the kitchen. Now let's create a customer support email. Subject, issues with your workflow automation. Message, hey team, I'm experiencing a problem with one of my automation workflows. It's supposed to trigger when a new form submission comes in, but nothing is happening. As you can see, this works flawlessly. Let's also retest the billing email one more time to be sure. We'll send the same type of billing message as before. Hey Freddie, this is a reminder that your invoice for recent purchases is due. Invoice 456, sending that now. Let's also resend the promotions email. Now, when we check Gmail, we can see that the promotions email has been correctly organized into the promotions tab. Everything is labeled just as expected. So this is how you can effectively set up a mini CRM system and organize your emails using automation. Let's go into the execution view and take a quick look at how everything's flowing. Okay, this execution step was for the personal email, and everything looks clean. That's it. If you want more info, just click the link below and join my community. Thank you.